Blog Talk Radio.
This is the Wealthy Wednesday radio show with Luci McMonagle, helping you create a lifestyle and business that you love. Luci is an intuitive success coach who specializes in assisting and training for lifestyle and business success. As a member of your own university and an associate member of the Women's Speakers Association, she brings over 20 years of serial entrepreneurship, internet business training, and financial training to the table. Luci is on a mission to empower and inspire holistic entrepreneurs to become wealthier. Let's begin that journey together as we welcome the host of the Wealthy Wednesday radio show, Luci McMonagle.
Hello and welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday radio show. This is Luci McMonagle, your host, and I am so grateful that you're taking a little bit of time out today to listen to this show, or if you're listening to the replay, I'd like to thank you personally. Also, we have an incredible Facebook page for you to keep up to date with our new episodes and our future guests. You can like our Facebook page at https://facebook.com/Wealthy Wednesday Radio. Again, that's Wealthy Wednesday Radio on Facebook. The Wealthy Wednesday Radio is for holistic entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, fempreneurs, and small business owners interested in increasing their knowledge, education, skills, and abilities to increase their wealth. It is my goal personally to inspire and empower you so that you will become more wealthier, healthier, and happy. And today's show, I'm going to be discussing my module that I created especially for you called Developing Your Business Vision. Now, this is for entrepreneurs that either have an existing business and they want to increase a new product or service, or this is just getting started. You haven't quite developed your business yet, but you'd like to. And in addition to the education I'm going to be giving you on this radio show, I have a very special website page that I designed just for you for free. If you go to my website at lucimcmonagle.com/vision, that's LuciMcMonagle.com/vision, VISION. This will bring you to a page where you can actually watch a video and download some fun sheets, plus be able to book a clarity session with me. Now, a lot of people, when they first start a business, they've already done all kinds of research. They've already gone back and forth with different ideas. They've gone and looked at so many different possibilities. Sometimes they have information overwhelm. And a lot of times this creates them to shut down their creativity, and it makes them start saying, oh, I've already done that. I can't do this anymore. But if you decide to look at this module for developing a new business idea, creating a side business, or adding additional products or services to your existing business, I'd like you to ask yourself, how can this work for me? How can I incorporate this or aspects of this or parts of this and make it work for me? So first, I help you explore if you have what it takes to start a business. This will help you determine what skills, knowledge, and abilities you will need to be successful. The passion is what will keep you going for a long time, well after you have reached your financial goals. So if your passion is only to make money, that's the only goal you have, you might get burnt out eventually. But if you have a passion, a bigger vision, something more larger than just money, creating a business could be the right decision for you. In my module, I will help you with discovering whether or not you have the skills and passions for what it takes to start your business. Again, if you go to lucimcmonagle.com/vision, you'll be able to download all of these forms to fill out for yourself, and I also have a video. So let's get started. Today I'm going to teach you about the creative process for developing your business ideas for your vision. I'm going to help you get clear on your business vision. I'm going to help you develop new streams of income and narrowing down your vision. Then we will methodically evaluate each of your visions so that you can do the expert test and you can complete a money test. Developing your business vision may be one of the hardest steps you take to begin your entrepreneurial journey. If you are already in a business but want to take it a step up and add more products or service, this might help you. But don't skip this training exercises that I have on my website. And even if you are not able to go to my website and fill out any of the training exercises, I will provide you enough value to get you a little bit on your way. So your goal is to set yourself up for financial freedom. And realistically, it can take 24 months to start realizing a true stream of steady income. This doesn't say that you cannot do this quicker. Some people are able to create a business vision and get it up and running within 3 or 4 months. Other people, it takes 24 months. This is all an individual and personalized. This journey begins where you start, and then working on it each day a little bit, every day, will help you get more and more clarity. It'll also help you get more and more ability to feel like you're really making this decision. And each time you work on this, it'll give you more and more commitment towards creating your financial goals. Creating a business is one of the most incredible decisions you can ever make, and it is also one of the most challenging. It will challenge you on a personal level, it will challenge you on a mental level, it will challenge you on a relationship level, and it will challenge you on an emotional level. You can always do the best that you can, and receiving support from your friends and family is fantastic, but you really need to become your own personal cheerleader, because sometimes other people will not always see your vision or where you're going, and they want to help you. So they try to prevent you from going forward because they don't want to see you fail. But again, being your own cheerleader and moving forward and keeping the vision is what makes the difference between successful entrepreneurs and non-successful entrepreneurs. This doesn't mean that you have to quit right away. This simply means that if you take steps and you set up your business foundation properly, you will succeed more likely than not. Your business vision starts with a passion that you have deep inside of you. You know you want to start your own business, but you're not exactly sure how to bridge from here to there. Today's radio show, I'm going to help you bridge that gap to get your creative juices flowing. It will guide you on how to determine which of your passions, skills, and or vision will be fulfilling and potentially financially successful. To start out with, using your creativity is very, very important. And the best way that I have found is that if you write down at least 80 different forms of knowledge, passions, skills, and your abilities that you possess, this will help you to process and narrow it down. Writing down everything from the craziest and outlandish ideas that you can possibly think of to the most profound technical abilities that you have When you write every single thing down on how you could potentially use all of this for creating a business, it helps you empty out your head. It helps you become more clear because now you have everything written down. After you've written down everything that you can think of, ask your body to become involved in the process. This means go take a walk, skip a jump rope if you like skipping the jump rope, go to the gym. Really move and shake your body, stretch it out, start to dance, and then sit down and write some more if you can. When you really allow your body to become limber and become involved, you are freeing yourself from fears, you're freeing yourself from other people's thoughts, and you're also being able to digest thoughts that you heard of in the past, involving your entire being in the process. And this will really help you get clear on your business vision. After you have involved your body and you've gone to the gym, you've gone for a walk, go back to the list that you've already started writing. Is there anything else you would like to add? Does any items jump out at you at this time? Circle anything that you notice and read through the list again. If you cannot come up with at least 80 items, or you have a basic idea of which items you want to look at, sit down with a trusted business partner, a friend, and start brainstorming. This trusted person should be one that has a positive feel for you, somebody that's successful, more successful than where you are currently or where you want to go. It's important you choose somebody that has belief in you and in their own self. After you feel your list is relatively complete, and I say relatively because once you start your creativity flowing, ideas tend to come and jump out at you at the oddest times. You could be standing in line at the grocery store, or maybe you just sat down to read a book. Sometimes it's just right before you decide to go to bed. So read through the list out loud and methodically evaluate each idea by asking yourself, does this activity solve a problem? Does it fulfill a need? Does it provide comfort or a desire? Or does it provide a solution for a concern? Put a box around the items that you've answered yes to. Next, ask yourself, would I be willing to provide this service, this product, or this idea on an ongoing basis? Now, this is extremely important because some people will be willing to provide an idea, a service, or an idea for a short period of time, but not for a long, ongoing basis. And if you answer yourself no, then consider that idea to be checked off the list. Also, ask yourself, would I be willing to pay for this if I needed this service, product, or idea? Would somebody else be willing to pay for this? Crossing off or marking the item with different pens is sometimes helpful, especially if you're extremely creative. Next, ask yourself, how much would I be willing to pay for this? How much would somebody else be willing to pay for this? Finally, ask yourself these personal questions for the items remaining on the list. And if you have 0 items, start the process over again for new ideas. Ask yourself, would this idea fit into my overall business plan and lifestyle goals? If your lifestyle goals is to travel and have a laptop business, starting a product-based business that has an actual physical building or requires you to be in one location probably isn't the best idea for you. Ask yourself, am I willing to focus my time and energy on developing this for the next 24 months? Does this fit my idea goal of the size of business that I'm imagining? Are you imagining a micro business where it's just you and maybe a couple of other helpers? Are you imagining a small business where it's you with a small team? Maybe you're imagining a medium-sized business that has under 100 employees. Or maybe large, which has over 500 employees. Or maybe you're thinking about becoming a corporate giant where you are globally and you have hundreds of thousands of employees in different locations. The idea has to fit what your overall vision is going to be. And it could be an idea that grows into your larger vision, so keep this in mind too. Also ask yourself, does this idea allow me to offer my own unique expression, even if others are doing something similar? Again, if you would like to have the list and the worksheets for this module from Luci McMonagle, go to my website, lucimcmonagle.com/vision. That's LuciMcMonagle.com/vision. So now that you have a basic idea of the business, products, or services you'd like to provide, narrow the list down and separate the items into the three categories. The first category is service or skill. The second category is knowledge. And the third category is product. If you have more than 3 viable ideas left, pick 3 of the ones you feel are the best so far. It's important not to become too attached to any particular idea. Not at this point. There are still more tests that you need to do before running with an idea. Ask yourself, is this idea marketable to a clearly defined audience? Is this audience willing and able to pay for the items? You may have a passion to feed the homeless, and this audience would be more than happy to accept your food and your generosity, but this audience would not be able to pay for this. If you still have a passion, then you might consider looking at finding resources, grants that would fund your passion. Conduct research on Google to find similar businesses. Research to see if this idea is viable and if it would be profitable. If your goal is simply to go for the money, you will burn yourself out after a year or 2, or maybe longer, depending on how much energy you have, and you wouldn't have the passion to carry it through to the end, to help it grow and enlarge. You can go to your local library and find out if there's any business associations. You can check out social media platforms and groups on these platforms such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Pinterest, and for industry associations. You can contact the Small Business Association or look up meetup.com to join an entrepreneurship group. If you still have 3 items, narrow the list down to 1 item, 1 idea that you would both do an expert test and a money, which is a market test too. Again, your goal is to follow your passion and have financial freedom, doing what you love. Keep this in mind every time you catch yourself feeling like you want to give up. I really and truly know that you can do this. We're going to take a small break to honor our sponsors today, and I'll be right back.
Luci McMonagle is a business and lifestyle transformational coach. Listen up to learn more about what this means for you. You have abilities. some of which you currently use, some that can be tweaked. Your intuition is your compass. It guides you towards your destination. Sometimes, however, the destination is a tad off, which is where Luci comes in. Luci went from poverty to wealth by utilizing innate abilities that she discovered she had in order to mold her talents around money-making opportunities. After a short conversation with you, Luci can determine whether she can help you find your way to wealth and prosperity. Visit LuciMcMonagle.com and book a free clarity session now and discover where your life leads. That's LuciMcMonagle.com. Become inspired, empowered, and wealthy now.
Ladies, are you one of those millions of women still suffering from the pain and devastation of divorce? 21 of the world's top divorce recovery experts will be available free at the Better Than Ever After Divorce World Online Healing Summit. Sign up today and access your free ebook, Living Again After Divorce, by Dr. D. Adio Moses at betterthanEverAfterDivorce.com. It is free and you deserve it.
Imagine having more time and energy to get everything done. Your body is in perfect proportion, your relationships are thriving, and you have enough time to dream. Would you like to know how to live that way? Divine in 9 is a full body, mind, spirit online wellness event that takes the struggle and drama that keeps you waiting to enjoy your life while you fix yourself, and gives you the tools to live your best life now. No matter what your past might have you believe, you are divinely made and have a divine purpose. Sign up for our teleseries at antiqualibbey.com/programs.
Welcome back to the Wealthy Wednesday radio show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and I am so grateful that you are here with me today. We're discussing developing your business, and this is a free training program, a free training module from my personal website that I designed especially for you. If you would like to access the fun sheets and the video for this program, go to my website, lucimcmonagle.com/vision. That's LucimcMonagle.com/vision, VISION. The next item we're going to discuss is finding out if your idea is going to pass what I call is the expert test. Find experts in the field or industry that you're actively looking at starting, or something that's very similar. Choose at least 10 different experts and find out how to contact them. This is an important key that will benefit you in many different areas of your life. It's advisable you do not skip this step. Motivating yourself to reach out to these people will benefit you in so many unexpected ways. You'll be surprised just how helpful truly successful people are. The experience, knowledge, expertise, and lessons they give you will be invaluable for you starting your business or for you taking your business to the next level with adding new products, services, or offerings. Even if you are only able to meet or speak with one or two in person, having email and phone responses is also well worth it for just these couple of people. After you find these people by completing a Google search or having a Google alarm set up to let you know what they're doing and what's on the internet about them, research this person and find out what they like, how they became successful, where they are from. Read any material you can that will give you a good idea of their lifestyle and decide, is this the kind of lifestyle I want to live? Is this the kind of person that I would look up to? Now next, make some key notes on your experts so that you can craft a message especially for them. Most are impressed if you had read their website, used their products, if you can afford to do so, and if you feel that it would be right for you. Use the following information you have on this person and write a sincere and honest personalized message. Compliment them for their accomplishments. Mention how you felt moved by an article or comment that they made. Keep it concise and express that you admire them. And build on creating a human relationship. Ask if they would be willing to provide you with a quick 15 to 20-minute meeting, making it easy for them to say yes. Be grateful if they respond. Remember to give them time to respond. They might be extremely busy, out of town, going to conferences, or their schedule just might not allow for them to get back to you immediately. Keep in touch even if they do not provide you with any help right away. Your goal is to build a network and to focus on human relationships with these other experts so that you can work together in the future. Or you can find more information or have them perhaps have a meeting with you. If you've actually been able to secure a quick meeting, even if it's on the phone, be prepared to listen nearly the entire time. If you are talking most of the time, then you really won't learn anything. Keep your eyes, your mind, your ear, and your heart open to really hear what they have to say. If possible, record the meeting so you can go back and listen to it again, if you can. And please be sure to be ethical if you do this and let the person know that you would like to record this. Now, there's some basic sample questions that you can ask. You probably will have time to ask a couple of questions in the brief time you have with this expert. This is just a guide, but you should consider coming up with your own questions that fit exactly for what you're looking for. Some of the sample questions I've asked my experts before I started my business were, what did it take to start your own business and get it off the ground? If somebody gave you advice before you started, what do you wish it would have been? What are some of the biggest mistakes most people in this field start out with, and how can you avoid them? How does one recover from major mistakes when they first start their business? And finally, ask something similar to, what do you feel are essential skills needed to be successful in this industry? Remember, your goal is to actively listen and to jot down notes. Towards the end of the brief conversation, be concise and mention your business idea and specify your plans for moving forward. Ask if they would have any recommendations for starting. Be gracious, be polite, and be very grateful. These experts are very busy, but they also have a kind and loving heart, and they're taking time out for you. Personally handwrite a thank you letter or note, and if you're in person, hand it to them before you leave, or if this is over the telephone or on the internet, mail it to them. Their address should be on their website. Again, keep in touch with this person and keep the information about 85% about them and their advances with a brief 15% about you and what you're up to. The fortune is in the follow-up in any and all relationships, and this also applies with your clients in the future, not just with this expert test. After you've applied some of their suggestions and techniques they provided you, send them a quick follow-up and let them know you're grateful for them and that you followed up on their advice, and these are the results you received. Most people either do not follow the advice or they do not follow up with the person to let them know what happened. This shows that you truly are interested in the expert, and the more you show them that you're willing to learn, you're willing to follow up, and you're willing to give them a brief update, will also instill more help from them to you. This is not a technique that you would use to be manipulative. This is simply creating a business relationship and a human relationship with another person in a similar field or the same field. This also shows the expert that you're serious about becoming successful and that you're willing to listen, you're willing to learn, you're willing to apply and follow through. The most important is to not have any preconceived ideas about this industry prior to going into the meetings with these experts. Pretend you're on a mystery hunt and know nothing about this field, even if you have been working in this field for years and years and years. Pretend that you're brand new and you haven't even known anything about this. A willingness to learn from others is the key to success, and it helps build a stronger support system. You may miss critical information that you could save yourself from ruin or losing millions of dollars in the future. You are not an island. You need others to become successful. Using these insights that you've uncovered from this expert, the next thing you would do is do a money test. Start talking with people from everywhere. Find people you think might be your ideal customer. When you are standing in line at the store, start talking to the person behind you. Your goal is to make friends and to ask for a quick opinion on an idea you're developing. Start with 15 to 20 different people. This is where the rubber hits the pavement because you will need insights from other people to find out if what you're doing or what you're thinking about doing needs to be tweaked and how to move forward. Focus on asking questions that help people feel comfortable. Make each and every person you speak with feel valued and special. You never know if you will meet a future customer, and you never know if you'll possibly meet a future business partner. There's a theory that everyone and everything is only 6 steps or less from an introduction to the right person, the right place, or the right circumstances. When you start off conversations with other people, even if they're strangers or if they're friends that you already know, always address them by their first name. Ask them how it's going. Your goal is to form a relationship with these other people. Ask them about their family, their occupation. Ask them about recreation and their hobbies. And then after you find out some information about them, their needs, their goals, and their desires, give them your message. And your message can be, hey, I'd just like a quick opinion from you on something that I'm working on. Or your message could be, I've got this new idea I'm doing a market research on. Would you be willing to give me some feedback? Give them enough information so that they can have an understanding of what you're doing, but don't give them the entire information. Give them enough. And then ask them what their opinion is. Ask a couple of additional questions, such as, what frustrations do you feel regarding, and specify your idea on how your idea could solve this problem or this issue for people. Specify if you could get this handled right away. How important would that be to you? This gauges on whether or not the client has an immediate need, or if it's something out there, some kind of a desire or pleasure that they would like. The more immediate of a need that you will be solving for another person, the higher likely that your business will be taken off fast. Ask additional questions such as, how much would you pay to have this frustration taken care of? Do you have a dream solution for this? State the issue, problem, or the desire. Also specify, what is the best thing you liked about my idea? Kind of get their feedback. Discover whether or not they liked your idea or did not like your idea. And then what did you like least about your idea? Asking all of these critical questions to potential clients will help you discover whether or not you have been able to come up with an idea that would be profitable and passionate, plus inspiring for you to continue on an ongoing basis. After you have compiled information from both the expert test and the money test, then you can move forward on your idea. It's a good idea to make sure that you have a good sense of where, if there's going to be enough demand to make this business profitable enough for you to continue. Starting a business is not about decreasing your life, it's about increasing in your life. And if you cannot see a way that this would be able to position you to increase your life and your lifestyle, then it might be something you might want to do on the side or part-time while you still work for a full-time person at this time. It'll also give you some insights. In my training module, I also cover whether or not you have the knowledge that it takes to do the business. You've already completed the expert test. You've already completed the money test. And you've narrowed your ideas down to 3 or less. You've been able to methodically evaluate your ideas and complete some real basic customer research. Getting in deeper on the knowledge on whether or not you can really pull this business off is important. Do you have the knowledge on how to manage your business? Areas of concern for business management are strategic planning, resource allocation, human resources modeling, leadership techniques, and production methods and coordinations if you're going to create products. Also, you're going to need to know whether or not you have the knowledge of administrative systems and procedures such as managing files, creating Word documents, designing forms, managing your forms and records, and having some basic idea of office procedures so that you will be able to have a smooth flow of paperwork systems. Do you have the right type of marketing strategies and tactics in order to promote your business, or do you need to educate yourself? Other questions you need to ask on whether or not you have the knowledge to make this business successful is, do you know the needs and wants of your customer? Do you have the correct amount of knowledge of processes and principles for providing a customer with personal services? Are you able to hire the correct people for the job? To find out if you truly have the passion for your business and for creating this business, ask yourself what do you do in your spare time? What kind of hobbies do you have? Are you a self-starter, or do you need somebody else to motivate you? Now, this is extremely important because sometimes people want to start their own business, but they're not self-starters. They need somebody else to give them a framework of what needs to be completed and what needs to be done. That could be a hindrance in your own business. Are you able to solve problems or look at challenges and look for solutions in a positive way that would impact your business to make it grow, to make it develop, to make it go forward? Or when you hit challenges, you need to sit back and take time and sulk What kind of personality do you have in order to achieve your business goals? And even if you do not have the experience in the business area you want to go to, do you have the gumption and the passion to educate yourself for going into this particular business? We're going to take a short commercial break to honor our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Join Luci McMonagle, host of the Wealthy Wednesday radio show, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Listen to excellent entrepreneurs as they reveal some of the tips and tricks they use to better their personal and business lives. To listen, visit blogtalkradio.com/your own university radio. The Wealthy Wednesday radio show. Check in with your intuition.
Hugs. Empowering women to feel, look, and be their best. Sometimes we just need a hug and some inspiration to remember how great we are. I've been leading women who have suffered the pain and self-doubt that comes after abuse to their true beauty and power for decades. Tune in each Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern, when Hugs reaches out to you. Listen from your own computer at uscradioproductions.com. Learn more about me, Antika, and listen to past shows at antikalibby.com. That's ANTIQUALIBBEY.com.
Welcome back to the Wealthy Wednesday radio show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle. Today we're discussing on how to develop your business vision from my free training module at lucimcmonagle.com/vision. Again, that's lucimcmonagle.com/vision. Currently, we're discussing whether or not you have the skills that you need to have in order to create a business and make it grow. Now, when you're having one-on-one conversations, do you have the ability to communicate effectively and appropriately with others? This is a skill that you can learn if you do not currently have it, to really be able to reach your target market and your ideal client. It's important that you have the ability to communicate effectively and appropriately using their language. Do you have the ability to store, seek, synthesize, retrieve, and present information in a manner that's appropriate to your objectives that you are pursuing? Some of the skills that you may need is whether or not you're computer literate, depending on the type of business you decide to start. Another skill is to have an active imagination. Do you have the skills to use your creativity and imagination fully so that you can develop innovative marketing? You can develop innovative ideas for meeting other people. You can use your imagination on figuring out ways on how you can present your offerings to the public. And finally, do you have the skill to solve problems and confront obstacles in a positive way when you're faced with difficult situations? Do you have the gumption to move forward? Some of the abilities that you will need in order to develop a business vision and move forward is the ability to listen and understand information, ideas, presented through the spoken word and sentences. Do you have the ability to think critically and analytically, to consider issues from a wide range? When you decide to start your own business, you are embarking on one of the greatest journeys of your life. But there are challenges and there are abilities and skills that you actually need to move forward. Ask yourself if you have the ability to come up with unusual and clever ideas about a topic or a situation. Do you have the ability to tell if something is wrong using your intuition? Even if you cannot possibly see what exactly is not quite right, using your intuition will be an incredible ability that you can develop in order to discover any issues that may be coming up that you haven't quite seen yet. And again, do you have the ability to use deductive reasoning? Now, these are some of the abilities that you will need for developing your business vision. We have already covered on how to create an expert test and just a small sample market test, which I call the money test. Finally, we're going to discuss getting your facts in order before you start spending money. All right, let's assume you already have the idea. You've discovered that this is going to be a profitable idea. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. You have passion, you have drive, and you really want to make it successful. But one of the most important areas is how exactly are you going to fund your business? Because creating a new business will take some funding. And there's a lot of different resources on how to fund your own business on the internet. You can find programs for crowdfunding that will help you present an idea to the general public on different websites, and people will contribute to it. There's angel investors that can help you if you have a good business idea that they believe in. You also have the Small Business Administration that has a phenomenal different programs for funding your business. But before you start spending, you really need to figure out where you're going to get the funding from. You've already born your idea for your business, but how are you going to keep it afloat? How are you going to increase the profits? Well, in order to do this, we need to use a budget or some way to figure out where your cash flows are. Writing down your cash flows and making records will really make your business real to you. Start out with how much money do you have right now to put into your business? How much more money will you need to invest in your business? Listing the different resources that I've mentioned just a little while ago about the crowdfunding, about the angel investors, Small Business Administration loans, will help you get the rest of your money. Listing all of the possible resources for you and places and people that you know can help you with the rest of the money for your business. Do you have the ability to describe your product, service, business, or idea in such a manner that you would be able to secure funds for this? Describing who you will purchase your products or your service, including the market size and their demographics, is important. Now, this gets more into the ideal customer avatar or the ideal customer that you're going to be marketing to. A lot of small businesses cannot just market to what's called a target market. A target market only covers the demographics, the region and the area, and some buying habits of a potential client. But going in deep with an ideal customer profile will truly set you apart from most of the other marketers, and it'll help you zone in your skills and your abilities and your offerings to one particular person. And using this one particular person profile in all of your marketing and all of your abilities to relay your message to other people. The next step is to decide on what your prices are going to be for your service and products. And what do you plan on selling? What are your offerings? Are you going to be a bargain basement kind of company where you will compete against prices? Or are you going to be for a more posh society or somewhere in between? Looking at your business idea, do you have an idea of what other businesses are charging? Do you have an idea on whether or not you will need a salesperson or a marketing person or a social media person? And then how much money do you expect yearly for profits? What do you expect to bring into your business per year? And cutting this down to a quarterly basis will help you. And then what money are you going to need for your living expenses? And breaking this down to a quarterly basis will also help you. Some people like breaking this down to a monthly basis. Other people like breaking it down to a quarterly basis. Would you rather make a partnership for your business, take out a loan, or would you like to do crowdfunding in order to have your business move forward? Do you have someone trustworthy that can help you with the business? Not necessarily a family member or partner, but somebody that might be able to give you guide points and suggestions. Someone who's more successful than you currently are, and someone who is already at the position where you already have. And then finally, preparing for the unexpected is very important. When you face loss, when you face unexpected different difficulties, what measures can you take now to prepare yourself on a mental and emotional level so that you will be able to succeed on your business? Today we discussed developing your business vision. We were able to discuss what are the skills, abilities, knowledge, and passions you have in order to create your business vision. We were able to find some possible research areas for funding your business. We also completed an expert test, and we completed a slight market test to find out whether or not your idea is profitable. To get more in depth in this training that I've done today on the Wealthy Wednesday radio show, go to my website, lucimcmonagle.com/vision. That's LuciMonagle.com/vision, VISION. And if you would like to develop your vision even farther, if you already have a business that's a service-based business and you need some help, I would be more than happy to have a free clarity session with you for 30 minutes in order to discover whether or not working with me would be the right choice for you. You can book this free clarity session at LuciMcMonagle.com, and right underneath my welcome video, I have a book your clarity session here. I'm looking forward to talking with you again next week on the Wealthy Wednesday radio show, when we have a fabulous entrepreneur from England going to be my guest. Stay tuned. I'm looking forward to talking to you again. Many blessings. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday radio show with Luci McMonagle every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us next time for more in the way of expert interviews with excellent guests and entrepreneurship and business tips that'll help you better your personal and business life. For excellent resources and to personally contact Luci McMonagle, visit LuciMcMonagle.com. Until next time, so long, everybody.